I'm Sharon, and I'm from Brooklyn Center.
Did you know that as a resident of Brooklyn Center, you have an all-access pass to Northwest Community Television? You can produce your own show or help other residents create theirs.
What I like about Northwest Community Television, it's a community where I can produce my own craft shows and kids programs, as well as helping others with their shows.
Ready to produce your own TV show? Visit nwct.org. Get your all-access pass today.
This is going to be for the first show. There. So this is ready. Okay. We're going to recycle, reuse, and make something old into something new. Yep. My name is Sharon Kephart, and this is Angel, and our show is Auntie Sharon's Crafts and More. Okay, girl, are you ready? I want my viewers to look at things differently, and that's what I try to do, is I look around the house and I'll walk around and say, oh, I could use that in one of my crafts. My show is on Channel 20. It plays on Thursday nights, 7 to 8 p.m. It plays at 3 o'clock in the morning for those that are up that early, and also from 11 to noon on Friday morning.
Hi, I'm Ashley from Kids for a Better World, a nonprofit organization encouraging the empowerment of youth, supporting youth initiatives, and creating partnerships to address the needs of individuals, children, and families. Be the change.
Be the change and make the action get involved. Be the change and make the action get involved.
Hi, I'm Auntie Sharon, and this is my show, Come Join Me on My Comeback Journey. Last week, we had a couple on our show, Pat and Tara.
Paul.
Paul and Tara. Oh, see, there, I screwed up. And that just shows you that this show is not edited. It's what you see is what you get. What you hear is what you get. All of my screw-ups, you're going to get those because this is important. We're not hiding the fact that we have had a traumatic brain injury. And we want to show what is it like from the point of view of someone who has had a traumatic brain injury. And that includes the fumbling over our words, dropping words, dropping sentences, you know, all the confusion, all the things that happen. Mm-hmm. And I did this show because I want others that are out there that might be experiencing some of the same things, even though traumatic brain injury is different for everyone, we have similar frustrations and similar feelings and similar symptoms that we might be experiencing. I wanted everybody out there to realize that you're not alone. We're in this together, and we're going to support each other. So if you want to comment on our comment line, you could even join me on my show, just as I have my guests on today, talking about their experiences with their traumatic brain injury. And the thing is traumatic brain injury, it's like a hiccup in our on our journey, and that's why I call this comeback journey, because it's a journey where there's like a bend in the road for just a little bit, and then you come back and there's another bend in that. So this is one of those bends. But our lives don't stop. Our lives keep going. And we need to learn how to live with this traumatic brain injury and the limitations it might have put on us, or the fact that it has accentuated, there I got the word, accentuated problems we may have had before the traumatic brain injury that nobody knew about, like mine was dyslexia. Nobody knew, but now you can tell in that. So I want to welcome my guests, Paul and Tara.
Yay, you got
I got it, yay. I want to welcome them back to our show. Last week, we, just so everybody, if you didn't see the prior weeks, Tara and Paul, they both have had traumatic brain injuries. Tara had hers when she was 19, and Paul had his when he was 9. And we were talking about the different things that made things more difficult and ways of adjusting and some support issues and things like that. Well, one of the things that we talked about was the fact that they are participants in the Special Olympics, right? The Special
Correct.
Olympics, they're called. And Tara and Paul both have gotten ribbons and they've gotten medals, from different things that they've done and participated in. And we touched base on some of those, but I wanted to touch base on what they're doing now and some more interests that they've gotten involved in. And let's start with Paul. Can you tell us the kinds of things that you're interested in and things that you've been doing now to maybe ways that have kind of helped with to normalize every day for yourself and have fun and enjoy life?
Sure. Well, one of the things that I enjoyed doing, especially during the summer months, is going to various different car shows, more so designed around your classic cars. As it is right now, both myself and my dad are working on a pickup truck I got from my grandfather. It's a 1948 3/4-ton GMC.
That's what it looks like right now.
My dad and I will be working on this particular truck to get it restored close to original. It's still going to be a custom work on it because it's going to have, instead of what it originally had in it, which was an inline 6, it's actually going to have for those of you who are car buffs, it's going to have a 305.
More powerful
A
engine.
more powerful
Okay.
engine, yes.
Cool.
Small block V8.
That's cool.
So-
I'm going to date myself here. That truck looked like Leaping Lena when I was younger up north. My grandpa had a truck called Leaping Lena, and it looked just like that, except it was red.
Yeah. And that's one of the projects that, like I said, my dad and I will be working on. It's something I enjoy doing periodically. I mean, after I had my injury when I was 9, I actually did go to college to be a diesel mechanic. So working on cars, I have an interest in it. It's just not something I want to do as a living. I also am a participant in martial arts. For those of you who saw the segment with Charlie, Tara, and her friend Poppy,
Yep, there's Paul doing a form.
I'm also doing that same style of form of martial arts.
What belt are you?
White belt.
White
I'm
belt.
a beginner.
He's
Okay.
still considered a beginner because he doesn't get up. This picture here is me and my friend Poppy. I'm obviously the one in the chair, and we're doing a sparring match. She's a red belt. I'm an orange belt, although they look really similar
do,
right now. But we're really quite matched. We brought a couple of our trophies
Oh yeah. we can-
up here. Two of them are
here.
from forms. One's mine. The one in the middle is Paul's, and the other tall one is from fighting. I'm getting ready to do another tournament this Saturday on my 15th anniversary of my brain injury.
Wow, amazing all the things that both of you have accomplished and are still doing amazing things in that. And the brain injury does not define who you are. You are going beyond and not letting that brain injury stop you.
Well, you know, the change with the brain injury and the other disabilities is it hasn't stopped me from doing stuff. It's just I've had to change my way of doing things. But I never stop learning. I'm always undertaking new challenges, and with encouragement from Paul's family. This summer I learned how to weld. This is one of my first welding projects.
Oh,
And this is made out of railroad spikes.
oh,
And I had to learn how to prepare the edges to weld. So, you know, I'd grind up here because you needed a clean edge to weld on, so it would adhere, because with the rust, it won't weld.
oh, it won't.
So, no, and because I do MIG, is
Yes.
it? MIG welding
Or
and
also known as wire feed.
wire feed MIG welding, and you have to have a spot where the electrode can go on, so you got to have, like, you can see a little bit of clean edge, and where some of the grinding was done, and then the different welds and everything. And now I started entering stuff into the county fair, and this is the tag and my first place ribbon for this particular item. And since my brain injury, you know, I've still worked on a lot of my crafts, some that I did beforehand, some that I've started afterwards. This happens to be something I just learned this summer.
Wow.
That, you know, I just learned a new way, and with encouragement, you know, and I have to remember all the safety stuff.
Right.
Do not weld without the mask down, because if you look at it, it hurts your eyes.
Oh, okay.
It'll actually burn your eyes.
It will.
Oh, wow.
And can permanently damage it.
Oh, that's
Also, if
beautiful.
you have the wrong gloves on, you can burn your hand easily if you touch the hot metal.
Didn't know that.
Oh yeah, that metal gets hot, like red hot, and so if you touch it, it really, really painful.
Oh, wow. So you have to heat it up that hot to get it to weld together?
Yeah, because you have, how do you explain that?
Essentially, what you're doing when you're welding is you're taking metal and you're fusing the metal together to make one piece.
Okay.
So in order for you to fuse metal together, what do you got to do? You have to warm it up so it's at its liquid state,
Or close to a liquid
or close
state.
to a liquid state.
Which, with like this metal, it was getting red hot.
Oh, my.
So if you've ever
Cherry
seen,
red.
yeah,
Wow.
and you know, a very light touch to that can easily give you. I ended up with a second-degree burn on my hand because
Oh, you did?
I had the wrong type of gloves on with a hole in it, and
Oh, wow.
dumb enough to touch it.
Ah.
I was like, oh crap, I did that again.
Wow, that is just that's beautiful. And you have, like, I'd say about 50?
Oh, more than that.
More
in
than
there.
that? Oh,
And
ribbons?
that's both between Paul and me. You know, we do a lot of different stuff, ranging from sewing clothes to
Playing with Legos.
Oh, cool.
Paul happened to have a crane in there
This
made out of
last
Lego
season.
Technics. There we go. We got a picture of it, and Paul got a first place on that. That thing is very difficult to put together.
Oh yeah.
It takes several days.
If you don't do
very
it,
good.
if you don't do that just right,
Yeah.
It
doesn't
won't work.
It doesn't work properly.
Okay, so it actually moves and
Yep, there's a-
there
there's a
are
motor
several pieces on
and
there that
batteries in
move.
that.
oh, a motor on it. Wow, that's really getting high tech.
Yeah. And it's difficult to follow those patterns because
Yeah.
the colors look similar and everything. So,
Sure. Yeah.
you know, we've both put it together and taken it apart. So we'd have to take different parts of it apart, and because it takes a bit. And then it gets frustrating because you're trying to figure out how in the world does this go together?
Wow,
But it's something we enjoy doing.
that's great. I mean, it's also, I bet it's relaxing too. Even though it might be frustrating, it kind of calms the mind down, focuses the mind. Yeah, I think that's important too for us. That the world goes so fast around us, and sometimes I feel overwhelmed, and I just need to stop and focus on something else or do something that's going to get me to come feel calm again and feel like my world now has slowed back down. And it's nice that you have each other as that support, because you know what each one is going through.
Yeah. Although, yeah, we get annoyed at each other on things.
But
All married couples do.
that's true. But I sense a lot of humor.
Yes,
in everyday life.
Yes, we gotta. If you don't have the humor in there, it
right.
just, we'll call each other putz and whatnot. And we like a TV show we like to watch is NCIS, and Agent Gibbs, he likes to do what's called a Gibbs slap, which is basically coming behind and slapping the back of the head. We just goof off about different things, or we'll, hey Paul, did you do this? Or he'll remind me on something, and we'll get on each other's case. We yell at each other for the stupidest stuff.
Yeah, but we don't go to bed mad.
That's
No.
great. That's good. That's
Or if we
good.
do, we forget about it come the following morning.
Well, yeah, that's
Yeah, we usually, it's.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, we've laughed a lot here. I mean, when the camera's not on, and then when the camera's on. But we've had a great time with the show. And that there's been some things we can't put on camera.
No.
But but it's been great fun. I want to, before we run out of time, I want to notice, or I want the audience to notice what's on your hanging from your ears. Can you get a close up of that? She made those. Can you tell us about how you did that?
Really, really tiny needles and thread, and kind of weave them together.
Called seed beads?
Seed beads, yeah, they're really tiny. You drop one of them, bye-bye bead.
That is very good. Do you find that with the brain injury that is it easier to do detailed things like that, or is it harder?
I think it depends on what it is.
It really depends on what it is, what I'm trying to do. Like it was a trick learning how to do that particular type of patterning and stitch. Because sometimes it may take me a few times and I have to rip it out, which gets really frustrating.
Right.
But then it's always really fun and satisfying when you have it all together and finished.
Right.
Because some things, I happen to have a few of those. They're supposed to be ice skates ornaments that are up here.
Those are really
And I was just
cool.
given a basic pattern on them, just the ice skate, and somebody's like, "Can you figure this out?" And it took me several times to figure out how those ice skates work.
Look at that. Those are
Here,
nice.
should I put them up against the black
There
so
you
you can see
go.
them clear?
Hey, yeah, and then we can advertise our NWC T-shirt that you're wearing too. There we go.
So I figured out how to crochet these.
That's pretty.
Just somebody handing me, "Here you go. Here's a finished set. Figure this out."
That's cool. I mean, look at all the different things that you've been able to accomplish in that, and that says volumes for the fact that you are dealing with your limitations, and you're not letting your limitations rule. You're finding ways around the limitations, and that's what it's all about. Is finding ways that you can do things and be able to experience things that make you happy, make you feel good. And I want to do something. I want to end with something that I've done in some of my other shows, and I know that you would probably appreciate this. Laughter is really, really, really important. And we've established that. I have a friend that I want to show you, and it's my laughing monkey.
Uh-oh, that could be trouble.
It's great. Right here. This is my laughing monkey. Okay? Now, I always have a problem with starting and stopping this thing, because this thing here, the tail, it has a little bananas on it. It turns around, and so it always catches on my arm. but I put it down and it rolls on the ground and it laughs. So for the end of our show, because we're coming up on ending our show and that, I want to invite our audience out there to enjoy some laughter, and while we're enjoying the laughter and sending off the show with laughter, they're going to put up on the screen our I just forgot
Email.
it. Our email. You can email us at comebackjourney@gmail.com, and there's a comment line that you can call and tell us what you think about the show, and maybe you might want to be on the show, and maybe you have an idea for the show, or you want to share something that might be supportive or something that's therapeutic that would be a nice thing for others to be able to know about. So again, we're here to support each other, and we're going to now see if I can get this little guy to go. And while we're ending, there, see, I told you. So I'm going to put him down.
It's funny.
Yeah, it is actually.
Look at the mouth, look at the mouth, look at the mouth.
I know, I saw that.
That's great. Oh, that is great. And it's motion activated, so if you put something in front of it or you wave something, it will keep going.
Yeah, you gotta get
So-
close enough.
I know it. So as we're enjoying the laughter of the monkey and that, I'd like to ask if there's anything that you would like to share with our audience, something that might be encouraging to someone out there that maybe they're having some difficulty and they're afraid of going out in public and stuff because of their traumatic brain injury or something.
Sorry, the monkey's funny.
I know, it's great. It's great. I love him too. He's going off camera though.
Well, the biggest thing I have to say is, don't be afraid to be yourself. Because if you try to hide it, it just gets to be more and more frustrating.
Yes.
Then, be yourself. And, I say for those that don't understand are going to give you a hard time, they're not worth being around. Those that are going to support you, even if they don't understand it, they're the people to be around. They're the good people that are very supportive. Or if you're going to have people that are going to be overly critical of you, it's harder doing than saying, but don't pay attention to that. Just let the negativity go,
Brush off
slide
your
off your shoulder.
Right. Well, I couldn't have said it better. That's great, and that's exactly what this show is about. And so I thank you. Is there anything you would like to share? Any last words?
Not really, because my lovely wife here said everything I would have said too.
No, she did a great job. And I am so thankful that you graced the stage here and graced my show and came on here. And I thank you so much, both of you. And I hope that I can have you on again and maybe see new things and new adventures that you might be into and that, and let us know how it goes with that. Is it the Olympic track or something that you're doing, or
Well,
No,
this
it's-
weekend,
this weekend
it's the martial arts.
martial arts? That's what it was. See, that's my thinking.
Well, yeah, we got sometimes so much going on, even our families can't keep it straight.
Right. So good luck with that.
Thank you.
And we wish you a winning day and a good day, and hope to have you back.
Okay.
And that. So thank you again, everyone out there in our TV land. If you would like to contact us at the viewer response line, and you can tell us what you think. And is there a website for Special Olympics so people know about that too?
Is it SOMN.org? Or if you just Google Special Olympics Minnesota.
Okay.
It'll usually direct you to
Great.
the site.
Great. Oh, and one last thing that I knew I was going to forget if I didn't remember. In Brainerd, you were part of the World War II Vets Honor Flight to Washington?
Yeah, that was in the Brainerd Dispatch. When St. Cloud did an honor flight, I think it was 2 years ago, where Paul and I are part of an organization called Patriot Guard, which is an organization that supports the troops and military family. And St. Cloud had an honor flight, and there happened to be a couple veterans from the Brainerd area that were being taken over to Washington, D.C. to see like the World War II Memorial and the different memorials like that. And I just happened to be in the right place at the right time, where they wanted a picture with a couple Patriot Guard members and these two gentlemen that are getting ready to head over to Washington, D.C. for an overnight honor flight trip. And so I was there to send them off, and I was there when they came home from Patriot Guard, and it was pretty cool.
Wow, that is great.
As it was an honor to be there for the veterans.
That is so cool. And yes, and we want to thank all of our service persons, men and women that are out there protecting us, and they're putting themselves into harm's way so that we can have the freedom to be able to do what we're doing today. And so thank you very much. And again, give you my heart and hope to come back next week, and we will see you. Everyone say bye.
Bye.
I'm Ben Uchek. I played high school, college, and pro football, helping my team win the 2006 championship. My career ended after I suffered my 5th concussion. More than 1 million athletes suffer a concussion each year. The American Academy of Neurology recommends athletes thought to have a concussion be immediately removed from play and assessed by a healthcare professional trained in concussion. This isn't just about sports. It's about your brain. When in doubt, sit it out. A message from the American Academy of Neurology.
I'm Sharon, and I'm from Brooklyn Center.
Did you know that as a resident of Brooklyn Center, you have an all-access pass to Northwest Community Television? You can produce your own show or help other residents create theirs.
What I like about Northwest Community Television, it's a community where I can produce my own craft shows and kids programs, as well as helping others with their shows.
Ready to produce your own TV show? Visit nwct.org. Get your all-access pass today.
This is going to be for the first show. There. So this is ready. Okay. We're going to recycle, reuse, and make something old into something new. Yep. My name is Sharon Kephart, and this is Angel, and our show is Auntie Sharon's Crafts and More. Okay, girl, are you ready? I want my viewers to look at things differently, and that's what I try to do, is I look around the house and I'll walk around and say, oh, I could use that in one of my crafts. My show is on Channel 20. It plays on Thursday nights, 7 to 8 p.m. It plays at 3 o'clock in the morning for those that are up that early, and also from 11 to noon on Friday morning.
Hi, I'm Ashley from Kids for a Better World, a nonprofit organization encouraging the empowerment of youth, supporting youth initiatives, and creating partnerships to address the needs of individuals, children, and families. be the change.
Be the change and make the